that we added to our electronic house bill web application. I have Thomas with me here. He will actually walk you through those changes and provide you more details about these value-added features. So today, in today's agenda, we will briefly review important dates for electronic house bill, and we'll provide you some feedback that we got from our existing customers, and actually all of the features that we added, they're based on the customer feedback, and then we will discuss a little bit more detail about these value-added features and how you can utilize them in your electronic house bill filing. And Thomas will do the live demo, and we'll take any questions that you might have. So the next slide would, here we want to briefly talk to you about the important dates for electronic house bill. So all of you know that CBSA actually officially introduced electronic house bill process on November 7th, 2016, and all freight forwarders are expected to comply with this process by July 11th to avoid any monetary penalties. So we know that this process has been challenging for you guys, and we want to ensure that your filing process is good to go before July 11th. So that's why we added these value-added features to our portal. And we're consistently looking for new ways to improve your eHBL filing process using GeTS. So that's why we would like to say that we always welcome your feedback, and we also want to say thank you to customers that provided that feedback to us. So as I said, these value-added features that Thomas will walk you through, they're mainly based on the customer feedback and any of the challenges they had during their eHBL filing process. And our goal is to actually continuously improve your filing process and your experience with GeTS as well. So these are the key three main features that we added to our portal. So the first one is container data. So right now, what you can do is you can actually enter your container data once, and it will automatically be generated in all your house bills. The close message right now in trial, you can actually create your close message at any time. You don't have to wait for the house bill to be accepted, and your close message will also show previous CCNs. We also added more details in your manifest tab. We added unit of measure that is available for the customers for cross-referencing purposes. So what I also wanted to mention is that all of these features will be live on your live portal on May 15th. And right now what you can do is you can actually practice and use these features in your trial account. And if you have any problems with your trial account, please do let us know as well, okay? So what I'll do is I'll pass it on to Thomas, and he will walk you through all the details, and we'll show you how they look like in our portal.
Okay, so here I'm just pulling up an existing manifest here, so to save some time, you don't have to watch me fill in all the details here. So one of the first changes that we made here, which is in the header section, is the master reference number. Previously, this was the my reference number. There are some suggestions from clients that wanted to relabel this so that it's more notable in what it's for. Not everybody knew what the my reference number kind of was, so now it's just the same feature. It's within the manifest search. If you assign this, then you can filter in data. But otherwise, The primary cargo movement type, port information here, that hasn't changed. What you will notice here is previously this was called the consolidation indicator. And again, there's some suggestions because people weren't exactly sure what the consolidation indicator yes or no was. So now we just emphasize that a little bit more, that it says it's house bill to follow / consolidated freight indicator. And I would put an additional note here that just mentions that customs broker can't release consolidated freight. So to hopefully clarify things up there, what that yes or no indicator is. We've also indicated the containerized section here, yes or no. Previously, this was on an individual level on your house bill, and you had to select yes or no every time, and then you had to fill in the container details. So now with these selected here as yes, any container details that you provide here at this section, it will all trickle down into each and every single house bill that you create. So you don't have to, it saves you some time to not have to repeat input in the same data. And the next part is the commercial parties. Well, this is mostly beneficial for if it is consolidated freight, because with the consolidated freight, you have to provide the place of consolidation, consolidator, and we've also added the second notified party and business-to-business comments here. So anything provided in these 4 fields, it will all trickle down into each house bill that you create, which hopefully saves you some time from inputting repetitive data. So here, I'm just going to quickly go and create a new house bill here, just to show you the information that gets populated and pre-filled there already. I already have the auto house bill generated, so I don't need to provide that. But scrolling down, you'll see here the place of consolidation consolidator. It's already populated with the data that I provided in the manifest section. And the same thing for the business comments here. And also, you'll see the container numbers. And if I edit, there's the seal numbers here as well, too. I'm just going to go ahead and provide the rest of the details. And also, one other thing that I'd like to mention, we added a house reference number here at the top. So this is an internal reference number, so you don't have to provide this detail. But if you would like to find a certain grouping of e-house bills, you can use this field here to just gather them. And when you search for it in the house bill search, you can pull up all the records that you've assigned this particular house reference number. I'll show you that on the search screen afterwards. Otherwise, I'm just going to save. Oh, I forgot to add line details, and then save and return. So with those extra fields there, it saved us a little bit of time of repetitive data here. The next feature I wanted to show you is our summary details. So if you want to have a quick glance at your details, you can hover your mouse over here, and we're indicating the weight and volume now, so that if you want to cross-reference, double-check the information inputted, you have a quick glance. So instead of having to go and click into each individual house bill and then return to the main page, so we've added that here. And if you hover your mouse over the total UOM, what we do is we calculate and tabulate all of the weights and volume for each house bill that's listed here in the total, just so that you can consolidate and make sure that everything's accurate. The other suggestion that we had from clients was that they wanted to be able to create the close message even before the house bill is accepted, so that they can get everything all created at once. So we've removed that restriction as well. Previously, you were only able to create the close message once the status of your house bill is accepted. So we removed that validation, and you can proceed to create the close message regardless of that. And then create it successfully. And We've also made some changes to our close message section here. Previously, there was some confusion because there was like a total console number, and you had to click into that to see what house bills were indicated in here. So we've removed that, and we've changed the section where it's just going to show you by default in the list here, as you can see in the bottom, your list of related house bills on this close message. And you'll have a summary of the amount here. And submission-wise, that hasn't changed. It's still the same checkbox and drop-down submit message function, and the send button here is at the bottom. The one last thing I needed to show you was that house reference number. So I'm just going to go to house bill search right now. And so we have the house reference number here, and I'm just going to punch in the number that I assigned previously. Hit search. And now all the house bills that I've assigned that house reference number, I'll have a quick snapshot and then grouping of the transactions. So if you're looking for maybe a particular client's records, you can assign them a particular house reference number, and then you can have a snapshot of what you filed for this particular consignee or shipper combination, or however you want to use this feature. And that is it for our updates and features for the house bill